Egypt's transformation from a country with a modest military force to one that boasts one of the largest and most powerful armies in the world is a remarkable story of strategic planning, modernization, and political maneuvering. Over the past few decades, Egypt has significantly improved its military capabilities, positioning itself as a key regional player and, notably, as a potential threat to Israel's security. This dramatic shift has been achieved through a combination of geopolitical maneuvering, strategic alliances, and a focused effort to build a formidable military arsenal. Early years, a modest military power. Historically, Egypt was considered to have a relatively modest military. In the years following World War II, Egypt's military was under-equipped and lacked the modern technology that other regional powers possessed. Despite the outcome of the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, which had a significant impact on Egypt's military perception, the country still lagged behind Israel in terms of technological advancements, strategic doctrine, and combat readiness. During the 1950s and 1960s, however, Egypt began to undergo a transformation. Under the leadership of President Gamal Abdel Nasser, the country sought to become a regional leader, both politically and militarily. Nasser's Egypt received significant military aid from the Soviet Union, which helped the Egyptian military in the form of weapons and training. The Egyptian armed forces were reorganized and modernized during this period, but Egypt's military still remained vulnerable when it came to facing Israel, which had an advanced and well-equipped army. The 1973 Yom Kippur War. A turning point. The 1973 Yom Kippur War, also known as the October War, marked a significant moment in the development of Egypt's military. Although the war ended in a ceasefire and was not a clear victory for Egypt, it demonstrated the Egyptian military's improved capabilities and willingness to challenge Israel. Egypt's successful crossing of the Suez Canal and initial advances in Sinai shook Israeli confidence and made the world take notice of Egypt's growing military potential. The war had a profound impact on Egyptian military doctrine, sparking a realization that while Egypt had made strides, it still needed to modernize and diversify its weapon systems in order to compete with Israel. Following the war, Egypt and Israel moved towards peace, culminating in the Camp David Accords of 1978. But Egypt's military modernization continued at an accelerated pace. Strategic alliances and military modernization. The 1980s and 1990s saw a significant shift in Egypt's foreign policy and military capabilities. A major turning point came in the aftermath of the Camp David Accords, which led to the end of hostilities between Egypt and Israel. As a result, Egypt received substantial military and economic aid from the United States, which played a pivotal role in its military modernization. Egypt became one of the largest recipients of U.S. military aid, which helped it modernize its weapon systems and infrastructure. Over time, the United States and Egypt formed a strong military partnership, with Egypt receiving advanced weapons, fighter jets, and training from the U.S. military. In addition to its relationship with the U.S., Egypt sought to diversify its military suppliers, turning to countries like Russia and France for various weapon systems, including tanks, air defense systems, and naval assets. This diversification allowed Egypt to avoid becoming overly reliant on any single foreign power and ensured that its military capabilities, key components of the Egyptian military personnel and size. The Egyptian Armed Forces is one of the largest in the world, with an estimated 438,000 active duty soldiers and a reserve force of about 1 million. In terms of manpower, it ranks among the top 10 in the world. Air Force. Egypt's Air Force is one of the most advanced in the Middle East, with a fleet of modern fighter jets including F-16 Fighting Falcons, Mirage 2000S, and Rafale fighter jets purchased from France. The Air Force also possesses a range of advanced helicopters, including the Apache AH-64 and Russian-made My-24 Hind helicopters. Army. The Egyptian Army is heavily equipped with modern tanks and armored vehicles. The primary battle tank in service is the M1 Abrams, a U.S.-made tank that has been continuously upgraded to meet modern warfare standards. Additionally, Egypt has large numbers of Russian-made T-90 tanks, which provide it with an edge in armored warfare. Naval power. The Egyptian Navy is another critical component of Egypt's military strength. It operates a variety of naval vessels, including frigates, corvettes, and submarines. Notably, Egypt has acquired advanced warships from both the U.S. and France, including FREM-class frigates and Type 209 submarines. The Egyptian Navy's strategic positioning in the Mediterranean Sea gives it significant influence over regional maritime security. Air defense systems. Egypt has invested heavily in air defense, including Russian-made S-300 and S-400 missile defense systems. These systems provide Egypt with a strong defense capability against aerial threats, including fighter jets and missiles. The S-300 and S-400 are among the most advanced air defense systems in the world, capable of engaging multiple targets at great distances. Missile systems. Egypt also possesses a range of missile systems, both for defensive and offensive purposes. These include Scud missiles, as well as more modern short-range and medium-range ballistic missiles. Egypt's missile arsenal has been developed with the assistance of both domestic capabilities and foreign partnerships. Special Forces. Egypt's special forces are highly trained and capable of conducting a variety of missions, from counterterrorism to reconnaissance and sabotage. The Egyptian special forces have gained a reputation for being highly effective, and they play a crucial role in securing Egypt's interests in the region. Egypt's military doctrine, a focus on deterrence. The Egyptian military has focused its strategic efforts on deterrence, particularly in terms of its relationship with Israel. Egypt maintains a military posture aimed at ensuring that any potential Israeli attack would come at a prohibitive cost. This doctrine is reinforced by Egypt's growing missile and air defense capabilities, as well as its modernized ground forces. While Egypt and Israel signed the Camp David Accords in 1978 and have maintained a peace treaty since then, tensions between the two countries have remained a constant feature of the Middle Eastern geopolitical landscape. Egypt's military buildup serves as both a defensive measure and a statement of its regional influence, ensuring that it can maintain a strong defense posture while also playing a central role in Middle Eastern politics. Conclusion: a regional power in the making. Egypt's transformation into a military powerhouse is the result of years of strategic investment, foreign alliances, and modernization programs. With one of the largest and most advanced militaries in the region, Egypt has positioned itself as a formidable force, not only in terms of its conventional military capabilities, but also in its strategic influence over the Middle East. While Egypt does not openly seek confrontation with Israel, its military buildup has certainly heightened regional tensions and made Egypt a key player in any future discussions of Middle Eastern security. In essence, Egypt has transformed from a country with a modest military to a regional power capable of challenging the security of its neighbors, particularly Israel, while projecting its power on the global stage.